So we've all felt a little guilty, right? Well, tackling the topic of expat guilt is our final presenter, Adam Mosley, a former pastor and missionary who is dedicated to bringing clean water to people through his company, Uzima Filters. He won't be taking confessional in the back of the room, but he is asking those of us who live in developing countries this question: is this my problem to fix? Please welcome Adam to the stage.
So my family moved to Kenya in 2014. In a series of constant new beginnings, this was just the latest. And we were moving to a place that wasn't really a booming metropolis, but also wasn't the bush. Nakuru is basically a small town surrounded by a slum. Several thousand middle and upper income Kenyans and expats, and then several 100,000 whose annual household income is equal to my annual coffee budget. So we lived in the nice neighborhood up on the hill. Many of you can probably relate, while most of the town lived down in the valley, past the beautiful houses, down in the place where all the clothes and buildings sort of fade into the same color brown. And in that place, we had a purpose. We went there, we started a church, we started a co-working space, the first of its kind outside of a capital city in East Africa. We were there for the expat community. We were there for people who felt displaced, that didn't have friends and family around, like many of you. And we set off to create a community for them. And we did kids classes, and we did community events, and we did all these things to sort of improve the lives of the people that we felt like we were going there to serve. And we knew we were doing a good job at this, and yet in my moments of solitude, when I allowed myself to slow down, I began to wonder if I was doing enough. If maybe we shouldn't live in the 4-bedroom house on the hill. Maybe I shouldn't drive the Land Rover Defender 110, my favorite car I've ever owned. Maybe I shouldn't eat omelets at the local expat place. Maybe we should move out into the bush, into a mud hut, and take public transport everywhere. You see, even though I knew that that was not a viable solution for our family, I still wondered, what kind of person am I if I don't try to do something to benefit those less fortunate? What I experienced was, in a word, guilt. It was expat guilt. Some of you may have felt it. I wondered how, with all these people around me who were so poor, how I could live a comfortable life. And I tried at times to just push it aside. But I couldn't push it aside because there were people around me that had so many problems that were life and death issues. I had annoyances in my life, right? Like we had water 3 times a week and we put it in tanks and all that. You've done it, a lot of you. But these people had real life and death issues. And so I was awoken when I first saw this filter, the Uzima UZ1 water filter, a $30 filter that brings clean water to a household for up to 10 years. And in the households that have these filters, we've seen incredible results, like nearly 90% reduction in the instances of waterborne disease. An economic impact equal to 3 months' salary for these families. And it was when I first saw this filter that I began to realize there are ways that I can engage my existing social circles in private schools, in the expat watering holes, to bring clean water and life to the community around me. And so that's what I want to challenge you to do today. Forget about trying to become something you aren't. Engage your existing circles. Talk about these issues and the solutions. Raise money in fun ways. Expats love to spend money. You just got to find the right way to get them engaged. Find allies. Begin talking and find people who are like-minded. Get your hands dirty. Get in there and do it. Go out into the village and give away some water filters and bring people along so you have lots of help the next time around. Whatever it is, get out there and do it. My family recently made another transition to Atlanta, Georgia, another foreign country. And now I work all the time, every day, bringing clean water to people, working with individuals and organizations who want to use these filters to change lives. And I get to do this in dozens, hundreds, hopefully eventually thousands of communities. And I get to see smiling faces like these. But here's the thing. There's always going to be transition. I've resigned myself to the fact that I'm never staying in one place very long. And so we'll have more transitions. We're looking at opening regional offices for Uzima around the world so that we can better serve our clients. And I'll probably go to Asia or West Africa or South America or somewhere because I can't help myself. But anywhere we go, we now know that you don't have to live in poverty to help the poor. In fact, I need people like me and you who know people like me and you to make this happen. So is it my problem to solve? Perhaps not. But it's not my problem to ignore either. So let's embrace the vitality of our expat community and bring life to our beautiful world. Thank you.